So I'm here at Outlaw Slots to test some Revo slots. Big thank you to Revo for sending me some cars to have some fun with. Massive thank you to Outlaw Slots for allowing me to use this incredible venue. We've got the big 8-lane monster wood routed track. We've got their smaller, called like a home style wood routed track. So we're going to test both of them with 3 Revo cars. So let's go check them out. Let's check out which Revo cars I'll be testing today. So first up to tackle the small 4-lane wood routed track, we'll go in reverse order. Datsun 510, car 35. Let's see how it goes. So first up the Datto, I'm going to do a couple of siding laps, get the controller dialed in. It's a lot different to the other track that we had. And being a non-mag with a tighter track, I'm expecting this to want to probably roll over. Again, standard tyres, bog stock. So let's go for a push lap. It's actually handling better than I thought. I can't give it the full berries because it's a really small track. But it's actually quite a little challenging track. This little section here is great. So let's do a stop and see what the track laps we're doing. We are doing 5.7, so let's see if we can get that down a little bit further. This part here I can be a little bit quicker through. And again, you can hear the tyres, they really want to be sanded. Again, I recommend sanding the tyres out of the box, taking the chassis apart, rebuilding it. I will class this as a hobby grade car because out of the box they're good, but of course they need a little bit of tinkering to make them that much quicker. So we are going quicker, we're doing 5.6s now. I could probably take that a little bit faster with confidence. This part here is getting me. Here we go. Let's try for a low 5. Let's go for a push lap. And we got a 5.4. So on that note, let's change over to one of the bigger ones. Let's take the Porsche for a spin. The Porsche. So next up, the Porsche 911 GT1, bigger than the 510. Let's see how this one tackles the 4-lane wood routed track. Let's go. So again, we'll do a couple of siding laps just to get the controller dialed in, and this one already feels quicker around the track. I'm going to turn the braking up a little bit so we just lose a bit of that tail happy. And here we go. Let's go for a push. Let's try that take 2. I went for a push lap and we flipped it. So let's do a couple more warm-up laps. This little section here is really tricky, but once you get the flow through here, I feel I can go really fast. So let's get the braking points down. We'll do a lap check in a minute, see how fast we're going. I think I've got that spot down pat. I think we've just done a faster lap. Let's do a couple more and we'll do a lap check. There we go, we're in the groove now. We are in the groove. This is handling it a lot better than the Datto. Oh, very smooth. Extremely smooth. Just letting it roll through the corners with a little bit of pressure. Let's bring it on home. 2 more laps and then we'll do a time check, but this one is really nice. The Porsche, I'm finding I can actually carry the rear end around these corners a lot better. We're dancing. And now let's check the lap times. So we've got a 5.1. I'm going to go do a couple more. Let's see if we can get into the 4s. We'll be pushing it, but let me see if I can change some of the braking spots. A little bit faster into the corners, let it roll a bit quicker. Come on, we want a 4. Because next up is the Corvette, and I reckon the Corvette might have this one down pat. Oh, we did a faster lap. I think there's a trick to this one. Now we're dancing, we're in the zone. And we've rolled it. We did a 5.012. That's the fastest we've done so far, 5.012. Next up, it's the Corvette. So last but not least, we've got the Corvette C5R. The quickest lap we've got so far is by the Porsche as a 5.012. Can this one beat it? Let's find out. So let's go for some warm-up laps. Out of the box straight away, this one already, as you can see when I took off, is tail happy. but it is quick. I've kept the same settings. Again, stock tires, stock chassis, nothing's been touched. And I think we're going to be able to carry the rear end of this one a lot quicker than the Porsche. So let's see if we can do a couple of push laps now. I'm holding the trigger gently around those last two corners, or the donut I should say. I haven't heard the beeper go off yet, so I don't think we're going to do a faster lap. It is a little bit more tail happy than the Porsche, but it actually feels to me a lot easier to drive, but just not as fast. And we've rolled it. We are doing a 5105, very close. I'm going to change one setting and see if that helps. So the one setting I'm going to change is braking. I'm going to put the braking up so I lose that tail end happiness. We might actually grip and roll over, but I think that will make this a little bit faster. So let's go, a little bit of braking. See if we can stop that flick into corners, outer corners. I can't really stop that, into corners. Here we go. We're still getting the tail out, so I'm going to try and control that tail, because that's where we're losing our time. So maybe a little bit more braking, because we want to coast it through that corner and carry the speed. And we've done a faster lap. I just heard the noise. So a couple more. Let's see if we can get. So we've done a 5005. So let's see if we can get it down to a 5 flat. So I'm going to reset, we're going to stop, and we're going to try and beat the 5055. So I'm going to use the launch control button on the True Speed Mark II. Let's go. Let's get into the fours. It's going to control that slide. Just finessing the controller, and we've done it. Yep, 4908, there we go, 4980, sorry, I'll show you the times in a minute. So the trick here is to hold that trigger just slightly on to keep the power going. Don't let it fully off, because then you'll flick it out, and we're going faster again. And there we go, a 4977. Let's record that time. So 4.977 was the fastest I get out of the 3 Revos. Here they are. Box stock, nothing been done to them. Again, I recommend, of course, you need to true your tires. Tires out of the box aren't always the greatest, and I highly recommend take the chassis apart and rebuild it, making sure it's flat, making sure you're happy, and then you can start loosening off some of the bolts for adjustments. But out of the box, they all performed differently, but really, really well. A lot of people ask what controller I use. I'm using here it is, the True Speed MT2. Really good. I did have to adjust it for nearly every single car I've used, which you will with the adjustable controller. But overall, I was extremely happy with how these performed out of the box. But as always, at That Sucker Guy from Instagram, YouTube, all those great places. This place is amazing. It is Outlaw Slots in Mulgrave, Melbourne, Australia. You're going to see me here a lot, doing a lot of reviews on these incredible tracks. But be safe, take care, support your local, support Outlaw Slots. Bye.
I'm a OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my